got less than 10 minutes before we descend into Las Vegas, and we've got just enough time to play the big deal. Carolee is now passing out these oversized cards. We're gonna play a game of high-low. Whoever can put together the longest string of consecutive correct answers will be the winner of the big deal, and they will win a VIP package to the Vdara Hotel.
A 3-night stay in a corner suite at Vdara, an all-suite hotel for those who love Las Vegas but prefer an exclusive non-gaming smoke-free setting, and 2 tickets to Zarkana by Cirque du Soleil at Aria Resort and Casino.
All right, Jody, who do you got with you on the plane?
Tara and Tammy, they're my best friends.
All right, so Tara and Tammy, your best friends are with you. They can advise you in the big deal. Your first card is, let's take a look. It's the 3 hearts. Higher or lower than a 3?
Higher.
Higher than a 3. Let's take a look. Reveal it. It is higher. It's a queen. Higher or lower than a queen?
Lower.
Lower than a queen. Let's take a look. The next card is a jack, just barely. Higher or lower than a jack? Lower than a jack. Let's take a look. It is lower than a jack. It's a 5.
Higher.
Higher than a 5. Let's take a look. What do we got? A 7. Higher or lower than a 7?
Higher or lower than the 7? What do you guys think? Higher.
Higher. It's higher. It's a king. Yes. Let's take a look. Higher or lower than a king?
Lower.
Lower. It is lower. It's a 5. Higher or lower than a 5?
Higher.
Higher than a 5 it is. It's a jack. Higher or lower than a jack?
Lower.
It is lower than a jack. It's a 10. Higher or lower than a 10?
Lower.
Lower. Let's take a look. Higher or lower than a 10? It's a 5. Higher or lower than a 5?
Higher.
Higher or lower than a 5? Let's take a look. It is higher than a 5. It's a 9. Oh, going all the way back to here. Higher or lower than a 9?
Let's go higher.
Higher or lower than a 9? And it is lower than a 9, which means her line stops right here. And will you hold on to the football? Carmen, who do you have with you?
I have my husband and 2 of my good friends and neighbors.
Carmen, higher or lower than a queen? First card is a queen. Higher or lower than a queen?
Lower.
Lower than a queen. Let's take a look. The next card is lower than a queen. So higher than a 10 or lower than a 10?
Lower.
Lower than a 10. And the next card is a 2. Higher or lower than a 2?
Higher.
Higher than a 2. The next one is a 9. Higher or lower than a 9?
Lower.
Lower than a 9. Let's take a look. It is lower. Higher or lower than a 6?
Higher.
Oh, and it's lower, which means that Jody has just won the big deal on the game plane. Congratulations, Jody. And I want to thank you guys for joining us on the game plane.